California just announced that they're changing the rules now to allow wastewater treatment or sewage treatment plants to inject treated water directly into the taps, meaning it will flow directly to our homes. And ordinarily, what happens with wastewater is it gets treated, and then what they do is they put it in a stream, it goes back to the ocean, or they recharge the water table, the water basins, they inject it into the ground, so then it can go through the natural purification system as well. What these rules allow the state to do is to skip all that, and now they want to just put the water directly back into your taps, into the drinking water supply. So that's what they're proposing to do now. So what happens is when we get rain in California, often it just goes into the drainage system and it flows out to the ocean. Very little of it is actually captured, so we can store it and use it for non-rainy seasons. That's what we have reservoirs for, dams, underwater storage. Those are the projects which we haven't built in decades. Those are the projects that we're saying California should be focused on and building. And they've refused to do that. Like I said, in 2014, the voters approved $7.5 billion for that reason, and they haven't done a single project, not one. Not because of the money, not because of the technology, just because they're unwilling to stand up to the environmentalists and to issue the permits. So that's why we're in this situation now where they're coming up with these gimmicks to basically turn toilet water into tap water. We should have desalinization plants. We should have water storage. So we're not in this position where we have to recycle toilet water in order to meet our water needs. And by the way, urban water use, what humans use, is only about 10% of the use in the state of California. 80 to 90% of all the water used goes to agriculture and goes to environmental reasons to keep the rivers flowing. And so why they can't use it for that purpose, I don't know. They want to recycle water. It feeds into their environmental narrative that they care about the environment and that they care more, right? And so they're willing to spend billions of dollars to build this recycling water treatment facility, which will provide a little bit of water. It's not going to provide enough to meet our needs. We're still going to have shortages and droughts, and they're still going to regulate us. So to them, it's basically window dressing to make it look like they care and to make it look like they're doing something. Meanwhile, the problem isn't getting fixed, and it's only going to get worse, especially considering all the housing mandates and the infrastructure the state wants us to build means we're only going to have a higher demand for water. So we need to be serious people. This is not a serious solution, but it's made to look like that they're serious people when they're not. So this is not legislative. We didn't vote on this. This is done by bureaucrats in Sacramento who answer to the governor, and it's just done on the regulatory side. So it's changing the regulations that will allow this to happen. But I think it's more dangerous because what if there's a contamination? What if something goes wrong? There's no taking the water back once it's in that pipe. So I do have concerns about this. And I just think that the optics of it and the messaging of it, that we have fallen so much as a society that we need to be drinking our own toilet water. This is coming. I think they're already building a facility in San Diego. They already have these treatment plants up and running. All they're going to do now is instead of injecting the water down into the ground, they're going to put it directly into your tap water. That's what they're talking about doing. So these facilities already exist. My overall point is, I'm up in Sacramento. We have a supermajority Democrat Party. We have a Governor Newsom. They are more interested in playing politics and comparing themselves to Florida and Texas than fixing the issues that affect everyday Californians here, like fixing our water supply, our crime, homelessness. And I would say that they need to hear from the people to do their job and focus on things that matter and stop with the politics and the theater and the gimmicks. That's my message up in Sacramento. So Republicans have made many proposals to build desalinization plants. Almost every country, that's a desert on the coast, takes their water from the ocean and makes it into drinking water. It's very simple. We have a huge coastline. And again, building the water storage projects. We need more reservoirs, dams, and underground water projects to store the water when it rains to capture it. Those are really simple, easy solutions that will solve our water problems.